Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Kamen Revice Memorial Vistamp Selection 02, Igarashi, Daiji, and Kagero, and Hiromi set. So obviously, I had to state this because I forgot to in the last one. I apologize that I'm not saying DX, because obviously it will be in the title, it's just on the front of the box is for some reason omitted. But anyways, this is the second Memorial Vistamp set, despite it being released last. But obviously, as you can read from the title and as you can see from here, this is the Memorial Vistamp set comprising of Vistamps for Live, Evil, and Demons, because they needed to throw him in somewhere. So this set is definitely the most interesting, even though like these two or these three do have a correlation, which is pretty neat. And I really do like how the background, like just how well the background comes together and such, because I actually really do like that. I actually kind of like this one the most, honestly. Obviously, we just have them in their base forms and such. Here we have the Ryder symbols for both of them. Obviously, this includes the Bat Vistamp and the Spider Vistamp. On the left, we have Kamen Rider Live and Kamen Rider Evil. And the right, we have Kamen Rider Demons. And then obviously the bottom down here tells us the content and the amount of LR44s it includes with, and all the content warnings and such. And then the back showcases the main priority of the set, the Ability Live. The perfect wing Vistamp that allows Daiji and Kagero to come together to become Ability Live, which I really like this box or I really like this form overall, and I just really like how this box comes together. Like what I said before, I keep forgetting the DX. For consistency, I'm just going to have to admit it, but it will be in the title, obviously. But yeah. So here we have the three Vistamps out. We will move the perfect wing just because it's ruining the framing. And take a look at the Vistamps like so. Sorry about that. Like so. Obviously, Bat and Spider are obviously identical to their DX counterparts. We'll compare them obviously pretty soon. There's not really any visual changes, obviously. They still function the same, so we're not going to go over that much. QR code for Gamba Rising. This one at least states it's A, though. I don't know why. But let's pull out the DX one. Again, basically the only thing about it is just that the marbling's just worse, in my opinion. I think the marbling on this one at least does well on this portion, but like other than that, like I don't know why the marblings for these stamps just suck. Like, you can just see how much marbling like adds to this as opposed to this. This one's mostly white. I don't know what the deal is. Basically, if you have not watched the first set, basically the only specifications that we're gonna get out of the Vistamp is a slightly increased volume, and less condensed sounds, but that does not correlate to the phrases. And obviously I have to say, like, slightly delayed sounds, because again, I should demonstrate this, because then the second activation sound will be Daiji. And he's actually blue for some reason. I kind of don't get it. I kind of would have preferred yellow. Because then if we play them both, Obviously, this one is slightly dying, but I mean, I think you get the point. It's just... This, like, you can just... It's just basically louder. It's somewhat clear, but... Yeah. But, however, if we do stamp this... we get the sounds of the bats coming in. Or the bats materializing and such. Which, I wanted to talk over it because it's kind of a long sound, but also just because I think I spoke too late. But basically, I'll say these two Vice stamps are taking cues of the Dead Man's Vice stamps, which I originally wanted to cover, but then I obviously was not going to be able to secure them in time for these videos. So, basically, if you don't know, the Dead Man's Vice stamps are programmed so like when they're fully pressed in, they actually do make a sound. So that's how these two work and such. And the Bat Vice stamp works interestingly because this one actually has 4 modes. Because obviously this is the normal mode, but then if we hold it down, the second mode is Kagero's normal mode. As you can see, it's emitted with purple and such. That's basically the only difference. The stamping's the same. The third mode is the phrase mode. So basically just like the Rex Vice stamp, we have like a selection of like at least I'm gonna say 20 phrases as a whole, because interestingly enough, this is both Daiji and Kagero. So yeah, not really that eventful, because then if we hold it down, obviously if you can recognize from Daiji's part, as I previously mentioned before, they carried this phrase to the Megabat Vice stamp. So that basically this mode is what, you know, if you recall from, again, the previous set, it's basically that, but actually put into one. This one only has 2 monologues. See, that effect is neat. So basically the 2 monologues there are just the creation of Holy Wing and Perfect Wing. Then that's back to the normal mode. Then taking a look at Spider. Again, I feel like this one's probably the best one of the marbling. Again, I don't know what the A is for within the QR code. But like other than that, like, you know, it's kind of standard for the most part. It's just the marbling. But I still think, see, I think in the case of here, The back is great. This one has a good front though. So basically what I will say is that take this entire section and take the stamper too, and then only take this piece, and then I think I got a pretty good spider Vistamp. But again, sound quality comparison. Again, the secondary press will be Hiromi. I feel like in the case of here, it's similar. It's basically a volume increase. Now I need to figure out which tab is what. Also, I need to state this. My spider Vistamp is flawed. Because you have to really press it down. Because as you can see here, like from here, you should be able to press. You should be able to press the Vistamp here. I can't do that with this one. I have to actually press it where the button is. So I should probably actually fix that. Anyways, when we stamp it, this is actually stuff for the Demon's Driver specifically, but I'll show them off just because you can't hear them when we actually use it. Like, this is the stuff you expect out of the Memorial stuff, to which I think they do a good job with. And then the third stamp, or like, basically after the third press, it actually just does the stamping sound, which is pretty cool. So then holding it down, I think we get about 20 phrases of Hiromi, so I won't go through all of these because there's actually content. I think I just skipped that monologue, but basically, a summary, I think his last few phrases are when he actually became demons again. Obviously, there's phrases of when he fell off the cliff and such, but other than that, I think Hiromi has a good plentiful of phrases, even though I still think it's not really enough, but it's basically just when he was actually demons, so I think it works. Last but not least, we have our traditional affair of memorial items where they have to pack in the exclusive power-up form. But obviously, here is Perfect Wing, the previous, or technically it was the incomplete version of Holy Wing, but then it became complete because of Kagero's resurrection. So as you can see from here, it's mostly, I really like the black plastic that it's in and such, and I really like the small details they added to it, because as you can see here, now I think they changed the dove into a crow now, which is really interesting and such. Again, the QR code for Gomba Rising. Again, Gomba Rising was active when this was out. And then obviously these are still the same pieces of plastic. The button is obviously still here. Press this down like so. I really like this teal green they went with. It's really nice and unique. And just, again, because I think there was previously color here, but then as it overheats, like, I really do like these small details they added to it, just to make it different and such. Though, I think it, I don't remember, I should probably actually compare it, which we can do right now. Because, like, yeah, you can technically say it lost color, but I mean, I think that's the kind of the whole point. Like, this is no longer painted right here. Oh yeah, the stamp pad. The stamp pad is like the most interesting part, as you can see from here, because it's the same thing, but they inverted it, which is cool. But oh jeez. Yeah. So I think this did not have color initially, and they added color. Like, they basically just changed colors and stuff. Because, like, this Vistamp never really had that much color to begin with, so I think just making it black makes it more impressive. However, if we actually go through the sounds for our first with the Memorial of Vistamps, so as we get the announcement, and then stamp. Yeah, it actually is just a normal DX toy. It's not memorialized, which is pretty impressive. Obviously, we can press this down for the barrel like so. Obviously, it kind of blinds you, but yeah, they didn't force it to be memorial, or like, they didn't even add any phrases to it, which is, it's really interesting. Like, I'm not even upset, because I'll get to it later. Obviously, these are the speakers down here, so let's use these three in their respective devices. So obviously, I would like to transform accurately, but I'm not going to be able to do that without not being able to show equality. So obviously, we just activate the Vistamp like so. Stamp on it. You gotta wait for this. Press it again. And transform like normal. Yeah, it's just the exact same thing. We don't get any fanfare at all. It's just pew pew pew. Meaning, if we press this, yeah, nothing spectacular at all. It's just the same exact thing. It's just like, I don't get it. Like, we have a nice setup, and it's just like, there. I haven't been throwing these stamps, so I mean, I guess the memorial ones won't get thrown, but because I think I forgot to throw Crimson Veil, and I definitely forgot to throw the Deathstream driver stuff, maybe. Like, then again, I had to refilm all of that, so I don't know. Whenever we can do Komodo Dragon. So again, hold it down. This one I'm gonna skip the like entire bat summoning stuff. I don't know why it's delayed. Come on. See, so evil gets the zipper. Like, if you're gonna be able to incorporate the zipper, then where are the background noises? Like, I like the jingles for the two-side driver, but like, come on, do something with it. And the reason why I can only show you the transformation straight into the Riders is because for some weird reason, if I were to transform it as evil, starting with the two-side, or like, starting with the live gun, switched it, oh, now it works? It didn't work before. Because typically... Oh my gosh. Anyways. how did Daiji do it? Okay, so to transform into Ability Live, obviously we're going to start in the Evil Blade like so. Stamp on it. Confirm. So here's the transformation standby, which obviously is similar to Perfect Blink. Then we're going to switch it up like so. Sorry. Obviously just press the trigger like so. So there we have the transformation of Kamen Rider Ability Live, to which I really like it overall. I feel like there could have been more to the words, because it's just an evil laugh and just Kamen Rider Ability Live, I'm perfect. I kind of wish there was more, but oh well. And obviously the big thing with this one is that we can actually properly use the Evil Blade. So we will do the first finisher. The new finisher standby. Honestly though, I kind of wish it was still Hisatsunen, because it kind of sucks they omitted that. But anyways, for the last finisher, we'll put it in the two-side driver like so, and then just fold it up. And then press it down and press the trigger. So yeah. Like, I do like the Ability Live charge. I think it's... I prefer it a lot more than the Holy Wing Vistamp. It's just, like, again, I really like my Hisatshonens. And then the Demon's Driver. So we want to make sure this is in its proper mode. I need to check. Yeah, I messed up. Okay. What? Okay. So obviously just transform like so. It's just not, now we're gonna get sounds coming out of this. So that's the spider coming down. And then just press this again to complete the transformation. Obviously, this basically only replicates the first, like his debut transformation, but like overall, like again, it's just like this is cool. It's cool how they got this to work because it's just like again, I don't get why they didn't do it for this one. Can I throw it in that box? Never mind. But obviously, if we were to press it again. As you can see, it just stamps. Yeah, like obviously, as you can tell, it's just the spider. It's the same signal or light, but however, we will do ability or perfect wing. So we will just only show perfect wing in here. Obviously, if you actually want to see this being used, just watch the demo. Also, I guess I'm only showing this formation because I really do like how it looks. I think the black on the Chimera driver or the Juga driver really works well. Because again, for these videos, I kind of don't want to dwell much on other like very specific functions. I just want to go over the basics and such. To which again, I just retrieved Bat, as you can see from here. It took a beating to the wall because I never had something like that happen. But then again, like I was not trying to hit the wall. All I wanted to do was hit the box. But I guess this will break off eventually. So my thoughts overall on this set is that this is definitely a step up from the Revice set, for sure. It still has the same issues of like, I just would like if there's a bit more content phrase-wise, because it's just like, I feel like this one's heavily undermined, which is unfortunate, because it's just like, obviously I was more excited for this set just because the two-side driver is my favorite belt of the series. So I was really excited to see what memorial things they would have done with it, to which is not much. Like, yes, I appreciate what they did with Evil, but it's just like, then why does Live get nothing? Like, again, like what I said before, I think the startup is cool. I like the bats coming, but then it's just like, how come it doesn't add more into that? and such. Why doesn't this thing make background noises when it's in the 2-side driver? Because clearly, the Vistamps are capable of doing that. That's the next set. So it's just like... This one's baffling, for sure. And I feel like I at least appreciate that Daiji and Kagero have enough presence, or have equal presence, but it's just like, I don't know, I think they could have handled it better. I'm just going to say right away, this is the most solid Vistamp of the entire lineup, like, for sure. Just because, obviously, Hiromi doesn't have any forms, he just only has himself. And, like, overall, they did a pretty good job at, you know, satisfying the fans, for sure. Again, he suffers the same issue of, I feel like he doesn't really have enough content. And again, but it's enough for sure. And obviously, what makes this one the standout, besides, well, this one definitely is the standout because of the sounds it has correlated within the Demon's driver, which I think they did a really good job at that. So for sure, out of the memorial stamps, this one's superior. Ability Live, or Perfect Wing, is basically here just to make up the mistake that this is. Because you might be thinking, like, I will complain about the fact that this thing doesn't have a memorial mode. I honestly prefer that it doesn't. I'm happy that they didn't lock this thing into just having memorial sounds, because that was the annoying thing with especially 01. They kept giving us new items exclusive to the memorial sets, but they don't give us like an option to play with them as if they were DX toys, because it's just infuriating to have it, because it's just like sometimes you just want to play with it as if it was released as a DX thing. I don't want to deal with this little like the little memorial things and such, like, because it's just like sometimes it's just like, come on, I just want to get on with it. Like, that was the annoying thing with, like, again with 01, that was the annoying thing with Japanese Wolf and Arc Scorpion. They were permanently stuck being memorialized. Basically, you only had the option to, like, have the character phrases on or off to when you did the finishers. But it was just like, when it was off, I should have been allowed just to play with it as normal. Because it's just like, that's why, for example, playing with Japanese Wolf and Orthos Vulcan, I didn't really do it much, because it's just like, come on, I just want to do Shot Rise. Orthos Vulcan. That's how I want it to be. But no, I have to wait for the right model to come through, to Fu to punch it, and to form it all over him, just to hear it, like, after all the blasting is done. It's just like, that's why I'm just so relieved that this is just like a straight up, like, hey, like, here's Perfect Wing. Because it's just like, it does what it needs to do. They could have obviously easily just released this by itself, but they didn't want to, obviously. Because it's just like, yeah, why not just throw it in here? But I don't mind it. Because it's just like, I'd rather just have it exist than have it just have this inconsistency of like, oh cool, I do technically have it, but it's only stuck as like a memorialized thing. So, like, yeah, it didn't, I guess there's not really much they could have done anyway. As for getting this set, because I forgot to say this, actually, I think it was probably fine that I held it off until now. I had to get this one and set 1 off of Mercari via buy. Set 1 I didn't need to, but it was just like, I don't know, for some reason people are buying set 1 up. This set being difficult to find makes sense. This set is comprised of 2 of the most popular characters of Revice, Hiromi and Kagero. And obviously on top of that, it has an exclusive Vistamp. So it's just, obviously, the prices for this set are going to increase. I think I eventually got this set for like 70 used. Basically, that meant, well, these two came with the batteries, this one didn't. And because of, I don't know, that's why I kind of actually feel bad about actually chipping this, because it's just like, this is the most expensive set, and I actually chipped it. Cool. So, like, obviously, if you're a big, obviously, like, this is a big thing with all of these, but if you're a fan of these characters, or the forms, or the sounds, yeah, go for it. It's just that it's going to be a lot more difficult to, like, actually track down, obviously. But, like, I will say for sure, this set is, like, pretty decent. I'm just confused about Bat. Like, why do they have to do Daiji like this? Like, if it was only these two, it would have been like a 50-50 thing, because then Bat would have sucked, and like Spider would have been spectacular. But luckily, again, Perfect Wing is here to just fix this thing. Also, I want to point this out, but like, I don't know why. I forgot to state this in the beginning, but like, why does Hiromi not have his last name stated out? Like, come on. Like, he's a person too. I get he's not an Igarashi, but like, that's kind of the whole point of why I think why people connected with him more. He was just some guy that wanted to be a hero. Anyways, that'll have to do this review with this Ryder, and I'll leave you people.